Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Two Peas Out the Pod with Johnny and Shay.
What's up, guys?
In today's video, we are going to dive into the world of Wicked / Wizard of Oz. We'll be bringing you up to speed on how the Wizard of Oz ties into Wicked 1, because Wicked 2 is on the way, so we want to make sure everybody's ready for that. It's coming out planned in November of 2025. We're also going to go into our takes on Wicked and our hopes and dreams for Wicked 2, hoping honestly that it's a little better than the first one. The other thing we're going to do is hoping that you guys stick around for the bonus content of the day. We are going to give a little bit of information on the Wizard of Oz and how it all kind of started. And wait till you hear what the author did when he went bankrupt, and then how Disney kind of got their fingers on it and got quietly involved a few years later. So stick around for that surprising true story about the behind the scenes of how Oz all came into our lives, the man who wrote it, and the twist that changed everything.
So, Walt Disney had his hands in it. He got his hands
Don't
in
say
some.
anything too much.
No, I'm just okay. No, I know, but Disney got his hands like into some green poop. Really? So we're gonna go on over and want to check out that trailer, right?
Yeah, we're gonna check out Wicked 2 trailer and see how it looks compared to the other one that we've all seen, hopefully.
I'm sure it's gonna be very wickedive.
Very exciting. I can only hope.
No, we got a glass break in there. Oh, we got a paper girl walking out. Oh, she's gonna fly away.
Just come in before the monkeys spot you.
Oh man.
There's no going back.
No going back, huh?
This is between us, the wizard and I.
So is this supposed to be like the final act or something?
The Wicked Witch can't elude us forever.
You don't know.
Not with Prince Fiero and his squadron hot on her trail. The wonderful Wizard of Oz. No one believed in you more than I did.
Alphaba,
The wizard lied, so
they're coming for you. I've heard
munchkins are coming.
that people
It's like
No, I forget, you can't say that. You gotta say little people.
they're called munchkins in the movie.
I would change that.
You can't, because in the book it's called Munchkin City or whatever.
It could be called Little People City. Or Little Folks.
No.
Or LFs.
think of what we can do together. Like a heart.
Oh, but it is still coming out in November. It is from Universal.
Well, that's what they say, but you know how they keep changing. They'll keep changing it.
I don't know. We'll see.
You can say I've been changed for the better.
Bring me the broom of the Wicked Witch of the West.
For a while there, I thought you changed.
I have changed.
It's time for both of us
To fly. Because I knew you.
You're the only friend I ever had.
Wow.
Because
Only friend. Can't believe that.
And I've had so many friends. I have been changed for, but only one that mattered.
I'm off to see the wizard.
Yeah.
Off to see the wizard.
Again, I just wanted the record to show that I went to go see Bad Guys 2. And I didn't know, because this is my first time. I got introduced to Wizard of Oz, obviously, like everyone else, in elementary school. Break out the old VCR, scrolling, as brought it out and stuff, and pop it in. So I grew up with that. That's all I really knew. Then I believe somewhere like in the 2010s during James Franco era, let's just call it what it is, the James Franco effect, when he was bursted on the scene, he came out with the Oz, which that was the prequel that's supposed to explain how the Oz left Kansas and then made it into that magical realm. Let's just call it Narnia.
Another
So
movie.
yeah, we'll say that for another time. Yeah, so they magically got in there the same way Dorothy did through a magical twister. Uh, Hurricane. Was it called? Was it called
Tornado.
Tornado Valley
A
or whatever it's called?
hurricane.
Well, I'm sorry. I
Well, I
know
guess
more.
hurricanes can cause tornadoes, so it's technically possible.
All right.
I don't think there's
First
hurricanes
off,
in the middle of the
I'm not a weather
United States,
person.
though.
I'm not a weather guy,
Yeah.
so I'm not a meteorologist. But so Twister. So
Mhm.
Twister happened and that's how he magically got there and then he reigned over I believe Oz. I believe pretty much he just played Risk. Have you ever played Risk, the board
Yeah.
game? Yeah. He pretty much just said, you know what? I was in America for a while, but let me go across this pond and just take over Germany, take over all over countries, and just like that's pretty much what he did.
Mhm.
I heard about Wicked. Obviously, it was a Broadway musical. Um, won probably a lot of awards and stuff. Don't really know much about the book other than it was based upon it, but obviously they made it into a more musical format. So that's all I can really say on that point. Until me and Shay got a chance to finally watch Wicked. It felt like it was 2024 all over again.
Do you want to go through everything? Then we'll get to that.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's just
He's just telling you guys the whole video in like 3 lines.
no. It was just so exciting. But
Just kidding.
go ahead. But go ahead, Shay.
You're fine. It started, like you said, with the original books by Frank Baum, and that was in the 1900s. That's when they were written, and that introduced obviously Dorothy, the Scarecrow, all that stuff.
Right.
And then there was Baum's Oz sequels. So he wrote 13 more books, which a lot of people probably don't even know.
Yeah, I didn't really know about that.
And that included The Marvelous Land of Oz, Ozma of Oz, and there were some other ones, but I'm sure Disney has them on a shelf now.
But again, I don't like I said, those are the only two movies I've seen so far until I saw Wicked the other night with you.
And then between 1921 to 1939, some other Oz books were written by Ruth Plumley Thompson. And it was like a continuation of the Oz universe. So then after that, the film, obviously, the Wizard of Oz, we all know, obviously it started in black and white and then went to color, but that was in 1939. And the budget for that one was 2.7 million. So real shattering budget compared to movies nowadays.
Yeah, I would definitely say that Wicked has broke those numbers. I would say.
And then the box office earnings back then on the initial release was only 3 million. So that barely obviously covered the costs and it didn't really make a profit. It started making a profit 10 years later when they re-released it. And then total lifetime of that original movie, the black and white and the color one and everything, is 25 million. That includes, the red box and Blockbuster, all those ones that were back then. Red box? Yeah, red box.
Listen, I Blockbuster. I grew up.
Wait, what was the one counterpoint one to Blockbuster?
Hollywood Video.
Oh, Hollywood Video. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I guess one reason why I know about that is just that they just happen to have one around here when I first moved down here.
I remember from Hollywood Videos, I forgot to return a DVD, or my roommate did, and then a year later, I got a bill for like, I don't know, $200, and I was like, "What?"
Really?
I thought it's the most expensive movie I've ever.
It's freaking crazy.
And then from there, it went into obviously the musical part of it. So in 1975, that's when it started on to Broadway for what was called The Wiz. And that was actually an African American musical version of Wizard of Oz.
You mean the one with I think The Wiz is with Michael Jackson in it, I believe?
I'm not sure.
I believe so because I remember seeing it again in school.
And they actually made a movie too, The Wiz, in 1978. That was basically an all-black cast, including Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. So the musical was based off that.
That's the one I seen.
Yeah. I didn't see that one. I should see it.
Yeah, we should definitely see it.
Yeah. And then in 2003, they started Wicked on Broadway, the musical, based on Gregory Maguire's 1995 novel, and it obviously told the origin story of Elphaba, the Wicked Witch.
When did it come out onto the Broadway?
2003.
one more year. I was thinking I was a junior that year in 2003.
I was already out of high school. I was already on to my first adventure in life. I'm just kidding.
I was out here trying to pass FCATs.
Wow. So yes, so the Wicked Broadway musical opened in October of 2003, and it's still actually on Broadway.
Yeah.
That's a long Broadway, isn't it? Or they stay on there for that long usually.
No, again, when I was looking at what is it? Trying to see. Okay, so when I was actually diving into Broadway musicals, obviously you know about Hamilton because you seem like a type of person that would like Hamilton.
Really? Why?
More to like what I remember is Rent was another one that was a musical. Lion King, Mamma Mia. I did like Mamma Mia with Meryl Streep in that one, and because a lot of ABBA songs. Grease, Annie, uh, Phantom of the Opera. I actually seen that one in New York, and that was great.
Really? Nice.
Yes, Moulin Rouge, Singing in the Rain, West Side Story, so on and so forth. Um,
I guess
but
the Broadway thing is a pretty big money generator.
well, if you really think about it this way, if you came out with a very good, decent book where you can have at least a few, it doesn't really necessarily have to be a story per se, as long as it just has the main components of a story, which is pretty much a beginning, middle, and end.
Right.
But
And good singers.
and of course, great singers.
Well, just alone on the Broadway production for Wicked, $1.7 billion as of 20.
But the great thing about the musicals are if you made a book and then you make a musical, obviously if the musical does very well, then obviously they make an adaptation into a movie, which you have Moulin Rouge, which they did, Chicago, so and then Hamilton, the movie you probably seen too. Then obviously another one would be I forgot Mary Poppins. See, like I grew up with Mary Poppins. That was an all musical type. I thought when they brought back out Mean Girls, I was really happy because Tina Fey was inside of it, and then I heard Lindsay Lohan was gonna come back in there. I didn't know it was gonna be a musical. I loved it because it's most of the songs that we kind of knew about.
Well,
But
that was the weird part about Wicked when we watched it, and we can talk more about it later, but I feel like I didn't know any of the songs.
oh, and then Footloose. Don't forget Footloose is
Yeah,
also
Footloose.
another musical type, which I just did a quick Google search, popular musicals. Uh, we made a callback, or should I say, we're gonna make a callback. Remember we talked about Little Shop of Horror? That was also a musical. I remember that in the '90s. That was a musical before.
Is Wicked even on your list that you're looking up?
Oh yeah, Wicked. Yeah, Wicked's right there on the
Oh, okay,
popular
just
ones too.
wondering.
And then I did like one thing about Wicked, and then just the whole musical genre in general. Um, Me and my son saw Sing and Sing Too, which, if you think about it, it is all a musical in itself, but it's to get younger kids into that type of
I saw
genre.
when did we watch Sing? I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, the first one, which I thought was very great because that actually gets kids to go into chorus and then to that. So,
And even Inside Out was kind of like a musical.
uh, Pitch Perfect, which shout out to my brother Ralphie, and he's the one that got me on to Pitch Perfect, and I love them. I hope they come out with a part three.
Hmm.
Only seen one and two, so hopefully they come out with a part three.
You want to break for social media hit list? So found a funny one today, guys. Kind of goes along with the craziness, I guess, of Wizard of Oz.
Right, right.
So a semi crashed on the freeway with a load of frozen hot dogs and closed down the freeway for hours. It was a big slippery mess, and they were trying to clean up all the frozen hot dogs that flew out around the freeway.
Yeah, it's a lot of wieners.
I knew you were going to take
You
it to that spot.
yeah, of course. I'm gonna go for the long, low hanging fruit on that one, guys. So, yeah, the thing about that, they say it was slippery and it was hard to catch. If they would have gotten, some buns,
They might have been able to catch
they
it easier.
might have been able to catch all the
Wow.
dogs. The quick way of doing that. You know how they got the little gopher, little grabbers to grab it, bun bun versions of
Wow.
it.
Is
That's
it
what
a
that's what I got.
thousand pounds of them too? That's so funny. I don't know. Can you imagine if you're on your way to work
Yo,
and then you're
listen,
like, call your
listen.
boss, sorry, I can't get to work. There's a
Yo,
frozen hot dog, thousand
nah,
frozen hot
man,
dogs
nah.
on the road.
I'll be like, bro, there's a bunch of Franks, lot of Nathan hot dogs gone free, man.
But it's in Pennsylvania too. Oh, look at the comment. Holy hot dog, that's a wiener highway. Oh, you're scrolling.
uh,
You can't see it, but
yeah,
it's
I
down
can't
there.
really see it down, but yeah, I really cannot believe this. That when it comes to it must be very crazy to like, oh man, I'm not gonna be able to make it in, boss.
That's
Yes,
funny.
I just got to no, because it's just I can just imagine they had a bunch of wieners hanging out there. I can't make it in.
Yeah. I'm sure the birds later enjoyed whatever was left
No,
behind. They probably ate it
no,
all.
the crazy thing is that I see the police there. Why didn't they get their police dogs? Like, hey man, free dogs, man.
Wow, it would make it sick.
The
They won't be
dog
able to eat a
for the
thousand hot
dog, but
dogs.
dog it'd be dogs on dog action, man.
Wow.
All right. How
Whatever.
about this? How about this? How about this? We get some pigs out there. I'm sure like it's Philadelphia. There's Amish country out there, man. They get some
Wow.
Amish people out there, be like, hey man, come bring some horses, come bring your pigs. Go out there, have yourselves a fun time, man.
Anyways, it's pretty
I'm
crazy
just
though.
saying. Or
Yeah.
on top of it, damn, it was a hot day. Probably, what was the forecast on that day actually?
Right.
Because they say it was like hot and slippery. So I'm like, oh
They could
man,
have just waited and everybody could have had a barbecue.
or that too. That's what I'm trying to say.
Like later in the day.
Hot, that would have been a great way. Oh, boss, man, we're not gonna be able to. Hey, man, pass me two more of those franks. Oh man, I guess
Wow.
I'm.
Anyways, I just thought it was
Yeah,
funny.
no, that should be crazy. So, and then on top of it, be real crazy. You know how like fire hydrant hoses and stuff. Like, imagine if they look. This is just an idea. Hear me out. They can like make it a suction type thing. Like, make
Wow.
some type of like little small engine. I don't know, maybe a 10 horsepower that can suction up. I don't know how many pounds was in there
A
again. A
thousand.
1,000 pound that can suck up 500 pounds. So then you get two trucks out there. Bam.
Can you imagine if you're the driver? Like,
Or no, I'm sure they came out there with the, the little septic guys. They probably sucked it all up into the septic.
yeah.
Yo, I bet, somebody's gonna be taking a bath in Philadelphia smelling like hot dogs.
Wow. I imagine the driver, I don't know what happened or why this wreck happened, but if it was his fault, then,
No,
he's
look,
forever gonna.
you can see the truck. The truck was actually, look, I can't really. The truck is all grinded up on the side, man.
Yeah. He's gonna forever be like, oh, sorry, I couldn't get a job because I wrecked a semi truck full of hot dogs on the freeway.
Oh, you were the Frank guy? You were out there with all them Franks in PA?
Like,
Oh
wow.
man. Yo, we call
I would
yo,
just make up a story if that was me. I
you
wouldn't
your
even tell
name
him.
is PA Frank over here. We got a name for you.
I wouldn't even tell the truth if that was
We
me.
call it Path.
Wow.
What up, Path?
Yeah, I just thought that one was pretty funny. And that brings us right into Wicked, guys. So we
Yeah.
kind of talked about the Wizard of Oz stuff. So first, the whole premise behind Wicked was, I guess, where was he from?
Who?
The writer
The writer? I
from
believe he's not.
overseas.
Yeah, he's from overseas, but he had did some schooling over here.
So basically, he just said that one day he was taking a walk and he just thought of this kind of off spin off of Wizard of Oz.
You know what? You know who also had that same walk and used to like collecting rocks and all that? Albert Einstein.
Wow. Yeah. So he actually said he was on a walk and then he fell down, right? Or
Oh,
something. And he
see,
was just
same thing,
laughing.
dude. I could have swore, dude. Like, dude, I guess is this the new trend for writers or for anybody that's like, oh, that has a prolific thought? Oh my god. Oh, I just stumbled. Like, dude,
I
no, just
guess.
come
I
on
don't know.
now.
Well, that's what he said. He fell on the ground laughing
He
because
fell on the ground
that's what he
laughing.
said.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, he really emblemished that,
He
embellished
said
the
he
hell
thought
out
of
of
it.
that.
He fell on the ground and started laughing about how hilarious his idea was. Basically, telling the story of how the bad witch Elphaba, the green witch in the story, how she became bad, and where she came from because it didn't explain it in the Wizard of Oz at all.
This is big ups to Rob Zombie. He actually made a great origin story for Michael Myers and a two-part, so it explained just that. Because you got to remember, in the '80s, there were slasher films that did not have characters, didn't have a backstory, technically a true backstory, other than Jason Voorhees. He's the only one that actually had a backstory. That's where I believe that's why nowadays they had to make a backstory for a villain to make kind of understand where they're coming from and where their hatreds spawned from.
Right.
So
Well, I guess because I was asking Johnny, I said, how do you even write, basically a book off the original book without getting in trouble? And come to find out, the way he got around it was essentially everything he wrote was from a different character's perspective that wasn't necessarily in the book. So let's say there was a cat, dog, and a pig, and the cat and the dog in the book told, like, hey, this is what happened. Then he would write it from the pig's perspective for that part, or he would just skip it. And he basically just laced his story in between everything that was in the Wizard of Oz.
So pretty much it's the same idea of how Rob Zombie did Halloween in a way. It's really in the perspective of Dr. Loomis, I believe that was the doctor through the old school ones in the 80s, and also a perspective from him himself. You get what I'm saying? From him
Right.
growing up, him being picked on and stuff, and then also dealing with a dysfunctional life at home. So
I just thought, I don't know. I just was like, how can he even do that? Does he have to get permission? But I guess not. If you're doing it, if you're, you're basically just
but one thing
doing it off.
I did want to say is that um since Disney, well, it's Universal Pictures that actually made it. So I would just say it like this: have you seen Cruella Deville or Cruella? That
Yeah.
one. It's like a great origin story. It explains that background. I've always said Disney just needs to stop revamping or re-coming out with those, because Jungle Book was great, Lion King was great too, but there's only a select few movies you should be doing like that.
Remember Jungle Book? They made 30 of them or something.
Right.
So that's your point. Stop making them over and just start making origin stories off. Yeah.
Start making origin stories off those
Or get these other,
or get
12
a
books
different,
that you have and write a new one or something.
or at least change the perspective
Yeah.
from a different point of view too, just like this author had did too.
Right.
um just like I've said to you, you've read the Twilight books, so then you got just that perspective from obviously the author itself, but you can say, oh well, there was also another family, and then you can get it from their perspective on that situation, which
Right.
kind of ties in to that whole story itself. But again, I just wanted to say I did like Cruella because it explained a story about that Elden. Same thing, just like what is it, Maleficent 1 and 2, explained a backstory about her
Right.
herself before she became what she became in the books now. Another one would have been great to see Ursula. Yeah, it's great that we have Little Mermaid. You guys should have just scrapped that. I'm sorry, but you guys should have scrapped that and made a story about Ursula.
Yeah. Something
You
else that they
guys
haven't seen,
have
right?
like a back catalog of all villains, and then on top of that, you have what, Florida, then you have California, Tokyo, all these other places where you have Disney theme parks. Those theme parks, if you got property, you can make a villain world.
Mhm.
I've always said that it would have been great to just do it that particular way. And there's a lot of people that would want to understand those people's point of views and how they got to where they got to.
Right.
So
And then little, I guess unknown, which I didn't even know until we were kind of researching this, was he wrote the Wicked book, which is obviously Elphaba's origin story. But then there's also three more books that they haven't even done anything with at all, as far as musicals or movies or anything like that. So the second one is called Son of a Witch, and that's actually about Elphaba's son. And then the third one is A Lion Among Men, which is about the origin story of the Cowardly Lion. And then the fourth one is called Out of Oz, which is the conclusion of his 4-book series, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe they'll take it and keep going with it. But from what we understand, the movie and the musical doesn't really have anything to do with his book, really, in general. It's just
yeah, it's
really
just
a loosely perspective on it.
right. And just with for musical keynotes that they, I guess, that most people, well, musical nerds would know. I'm not a huge musical nerd like that on that style, but I guess that's just what the main points were. In my opinion, I felt like there wasn't really much of a story. It's just
No, it's just mostly singing and dancing around.
right.
And I
Then
guess they did, to his credit, from what he did share when we were kind of watching a documentary about him too, is that he did say they actually hire somebody to write a musical script for a Broadway.
right.
So
I
it's like a
didn't know.
completely different thing. So there's two books basically, his book, and then they kind of take that loose idea of Elphaba's story and her family and all that
Right.
stuff, and then they write a musical play.
Right, which was great, but
Yeah.
again, I just felt like it was kind of a shorthand story, and I think that movie was what I think you fell asleep a little bit.
It was like three, almost
I think it was
what?
3 hours or two
Yeah, two and a
hours.
half hours.
At
Well,
the,
I can
I'm
only
not
take
gonna
so much singing, first of all.
right. Yes.
We're not musical. I mean, we are musical, but we don't really like musicals
Yeah.
unless we know the songs, which was my main complaint, I guess.
Right.
I didn't know any of the songs.
So that same complaint here too. So that's why it was. She went to sleep and I stood up. But again, if I stood up, fast forwarding through the music and getting to the speaking points, I am going to be very very upfront about that. Yes, there's only so much music I can do.
But just know there is a, like, Beyonce beehive behind this. So there are people that love musicals and love.
No. Yes,
I'm just saying, just to the credit of, there are people that
I grew up with like Grease. I don't mind singing Grease songs all day, but
I like the
again,
Wizard of Oz, songs and how they did that one, but I
right.
also know them. So I think that's the difference. If they would have thrown in a couple songs in this one that maybe from the original Wizard of Oz, maybe they couldn't,
Or
but it would have just made
I
it
mean,
a little
you
more
did have
better.
what is her name? Ariana Grande on there. So I mean, you could have just let her remix, or at least her and her team, something along the
Yeah, some
lines
of
of
it was
just
just real boring, the music, I thought.
I did when I did listen into some of the music and everything, it was just going off of emotion. And yes, that's how music is. It's off of emotion and how the feeling is, and that's just how the artist did it. But
But
I don't know.
even if you, I don't know, even if you compare it to like Beauty and the Beast or any of the other movies that have a lot
Right.
of singing in them, you can at least still kind of like do do
No,
do,
no, but I'm gonna say this. Okay.
This one was just kind of
D-
like,
uh,
"Ugh, another song."
Disney and all their from the 90s and early 2000s, most of their animations always had musicals. But those musicals were very short, snipped, and to the
Yeah,
point.
not the whole, not for going on for minutes on end where you're like, gosh,
Right.
get on
Like
with it.
I would rather watch Fantasia.
I love
Disney's
Fantasia.
Fantasia. Like I would
That's how I learned how to play the piano, was on
right.
Fantasia music.
That's what I would rather watch Fantasia
I
at
don't know
that
how
moment
anymore,
because
but
at least it was musical, but yet Mickey was just like doing it because he was a wizard. So, but it was more to the point of rhythmic beats, and you kind of know how the feeling was, like sad,
yeah.
happy, upset, mad.
Yeah, this one was kind of like in the middle tone, right? I couldn't
Yeah.
tell if they're happy half the time, if it was supposed to be like
Right.
something
But I
exciting. It
will
was just kind
say
of like, dude.
I would say this
Yeah.
to the actresses and actors that were there. Great. They, but it's just, it's not something I would be like, oh man, I can't wait to go watch Wicked again. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, so that brought us to, obviously, 2024 was Wicked one when they put it into actual
No.
movie.
Okay, but like, watching that film, and then I had cable at the time in 2024, and I did watch the press tour, and remembering the press tour and then watching the film in 2025 as the new one comes out, I literally felt like I was back in 2024. That's why like their hands and touching and shit. And like that, I was like, dude, what's up with all that, dude? Like I was
We should have gotten a couple of clips of the, maybe I'll
no,
find one and throw it in, but yeah, just if you guys even want to see just like some awkward interviews, most awkward ever. I
yo,
don't know what
and
is
then
going
no,
on with
and right
it.
now we're in August, September, so I'm hoping by October I'm going to see these press release and more weird crap better happen. I
So
better
it's
start. Yo,
between
I swear, I
Glinda
better
and
start seeing
the
their toes.
Elphaba.
Yeah, their toes better start touching and stuff. I swear.
There's rumors going around that maybe they were kind of flinging it up or something. I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
from
Whatever.
look, I'm gonna be honest. Just watching that film, they're definitely messing around, dude. Like
Okay.
just I felt the the love there, and I was like, yeah, they're gonna be I wish I had 2 pairs of scissors, and you know what I mean.
Wow. Anyways, guys, so the budget for Wicked 2024 was 150 million.
And how much did it make?
I'm telling you.
I'm done. Sorry.
So
So
globally,
sorry. I'm dying to know. I need to know.
globally, it made $757 million worldwide. So it's the highest grossing film in, the Wizard of Oz kind of like series, which I don't really get. It's also the top grossing musical film adaptation of all time, which I don't really get that either.
But again, if you look up the James Franco one, that one, I wonder how much that one made actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I thought that one was. See, I've seen that one, and that one I don't remember had any musical. That one was just straight, just a story, maybe a light musical.
I think there's just a real big following for musicals in general. So whenever a musical movie comes out, people are like, get all the girls together. Everybody's like so excited. I guess we're just in the middle where we don't fall into either of those excited
the
groups.
reason why I'm doing this video on my part, and I made Shay watch the movie Wicked with me, is I saw Bad Guys 2.
And you saw the trailer.
And I saw the trailer to this, and I was like, "Oh shit, there's a part 2 to this movie." So then I went, and I think I would say Hollywood great for a guy that's been underneath a rock and hasn't been on social media or hasn't seen anything like that. I was like, "Great, they got me." So then they made me go down the rabbit hole, and I was like, "Oh, Wicked one's on Amazon." I said, "Sure, let me watch it just to catch up."
And it's supposed to be released in November around Thanksgiving. We'll see if they actually do.
You know they are.
Well, I'm not really, I don't really ever think they're on time, really. They just keep pushing. Like with the Snow White one, they just kept pushing it out, pushing it out, pushing it out.
Well, that one actually had a lot of issues because then they were going to use real little people, and then one of the actors, a well-known actor, spoke up, and then they were all up in arms. Well, not up in arms; they were regular arm length.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were, they backed up behind him on that, and then that went down, and then they had to make, oh, let's make CGI. So then the CGI people were like, oh, now we got to work more man hours, and then freaking the whole Writers Guild situation. So let's just say it's the Writers Guild situation plus COVID. Let's just that sounds about right.
We'll blame it on
I felt like
every movie we're going to talk about for the next 5 years.
Golly, dude. All right, man. You guys have got to get a better freaking lie, dude. I can't keep on using COVID and freaking a Writers Guild. I cannot keep on using this. This is like unacceptable. But
just like our lighting's unacceptable on our main shot, guys.
Yes,
throwing it out there.
Yes, our main shot looks
like we're in a jazz bar.
Yes.
Or a casino. And we haven't been smoking in here at all. But no, we have more lights on the way. They're just on back order, unfortunately. So
on lights?
Yeah, they're not gonna be here till like 10 days.
No. Shay, don't lie to the folks. Tell the folks that it's made in Taiwan.
I don't know where they're made. I just want the same ones we have so that I don't have to try to figure out how to make them match.
It says Taiwan. I thought it said Taiwan, but then I said,
everything's made over there, so stop.
In Taiwan?
I don't know, just anywhere.
Oh no,
China usually.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of the stuff is made in China.
Yeah. But anyways, once we get the other backlights on, guys, it'll be a better, hopefully better lighting for that, because I really noticed it today. I was like, wow. We look like we've been smoking a pack of cigarettes in here for the show.
God damn, I'm stressed out, man. What are we doing today? What are we doing today? Oh, we do Wicked. Oh,
yeah, pretty much. I was like, wow, don't show that shot that much because it sucks.
No, because then they can see the hard work you do on the editing in here. You be smoking like 2 packs while holding the baby at the same time.
Jeez. So I guess Wicked 2 is all about her getting the broom stolen away, right? That's the thing.
From what I'm guessing, and this is just me speculating. Well, damn, should I just kind of tell them my brief idea on how?
Yeah, we don't know. We're just guessing. Okay, it's not like we have a spoiler. I mean, spoiler alert, guys. If you don't want to get an idea of what it might be about, skip through this part.
Right.
What do people do? Put 2 fingers up until we're done talking about it?
Yeah.
You can't even see my fingers. There you go.
There you go.
I'm just kidding.
Nixon it. You got to Nixon it. No, I'm not lying, guys.
No, they do that on other podcasts. They'll be like, Okay, I'm gonna put my fingers up and I'm gonna do spoilers. So if you don't want to hear this, then just fast forward and I'll put it down when we're done.
No, but I believe all the musical nerds know
It's
this
not a
part.
spoiler though, because you
It's
don't
not.
even know.
Yeah, I don't even know.
It's a
But
guess.
okay, so I've only seen this movie one time. I'm never gonna watch this movie ever again. So this
Wow.
is
And he
just
likes to watch movies over and over, guys. So that says a freaking lot about it.
oh god.
He will
All
watch
right.
a movie like 25 times. I'm
Hey
not
man, because
joking.
I'm just trying to get it from different perspectives. Perspective.
And now this one, I'm never watching that again.
Yeah, I'm never gonna watch that again. But so
Jeez.
right off the back, it opens up with an estranged man, uh, and on what the hell's the witch's name?
Alphaba.
Yeah, her mom is a big time can I say
Sure, I'll just have to bleep it. Yeah,
can I say scallywag?
sure.
All right, scallywag. So what's her name again?
Alphaba.
Alphaba?
Elphaba. Like
Alphaba?
elephant without an E.
Yeah, I that see that's why no, it's because of the name, and then on top of the idiocracy of the what was one of the words like who whereism or they
Yeah,
made
they made if you watch the movie Wicked One, you'll see like randomly throughout the movie, they'll just add a few syllables onto a word, and you're like, that's not a
that's
word.
not a word.
I don't
Like
know if they're doing it just to be funny or anything, but I didn't.
no,
It
I hope
bothered
it's
me.
not in the book too, because I'm like, oh man, if this is in the book, oh crap,
Well,
this
maybe because the school that they go to is called Shiz.
the shiz, yeah, oh
Shiz.
dude, really,
Apparently, that's how it was in the real Wicked book too.
yeah,
And that was
dude,
before the Snoop Dogg stuff, so that's not where it came from. I don't know where that like
yeah,
came
that's
from at
why
all.
I'm like, oh god, it was called shiz. Like
And I was like, well, you can always just be like, yeah,
no,
the
no, and
school I went
I
to,
made sure I
guys.
told Shay like, hey, what was the name of the school again? Because I'm not gonna remember all those. That's how I the film was decent. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, but you can always say, oh, if you did go to that school, you could be like, somebody said, oh, what school did you go to? You'd be like, oh, the school I went to was the Shiz.
I felt like that's just borderline close to the jizz. Like, what school went to the jizz?
I was like,
Anyways,
what is happening? That I don't know, stuff that bugs me.
yeah,
It just seems like no creativity or something.
just the easy. Oh no, wait, I don't know that. I just
He
went on
didn't
that
even say
whole.
when we watched the documentary about him, he didn't say why he named it that. He should have,
Yeah, you should have named that. That's like,
because that was
no,
annoying.
no. See that no, and that goes for a future episode. We're gonna talk about documentaries and why they don't ask the questions that we, the viewer, would really ask.
Sometimes you know what I think it is? I think they get the documentary together
No,
and
they
it's
pander. No, no.
no,
Let's
I'm just saying it's
no, no.
hanging
I
on
don't.
by
No,
a
no,
thread,
no,
meaning like
no.
say you're the main character
No,
and you're like,
no,
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
gonna talk
call.
about
I'm gonna
this,
no, no.
this,
I'm
this,
gonna stop.
this, this.
No, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop you right there. What it is that yes, they whoever they're interviewing, money's gonna be exchanged. Let's just call it for what it is.
Yeah, but they might have hard limits too. Like on 50 Shades of Grey. I'll
Again,
just say
I
it.
you
They
said
might say I'm
something.
not
I'm
gonna
like,
tell you A, B, C, and
hey,
D, but I'll talk about all the other stuff. So they don't ask the questions that we're like, why didn't you ask that?
okay, but the main thing is that yes, you can go down the 50 shades of dudes if you want, sure. But as for the questions you should be asking if you are a real journalist, really ask questions that you really want to know the answer to. Don't beat around the bush. For one, your editor is probably saying, "Hey, what question are you going to ask? Because I'm going to give it to his people."
And then
And
they
then
say
they're gonna
no
and then they say no for this, no for this, no for this.
because it
So then
implicates them or something.
right.
I think that's what it is, honestly. I think it's, you know, oh, if you really want to ask those questions, you're gonna have to pay me this much more, but they don't have the budget. So it's just like, well, we'll just go with what we can get.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. That's just my guess.
Anyways,
Or maybe
so
they don't even think about it. But then when we watch it, we're so annoyed because we're like,
yeah,
why didn't
because
you ask
why
that?
didn't you ask
It's a
that
very
question?
basic idea.
Right. Uh,
Anyways, go ahead.
so anyways, in part one, it goes like this. You open up with a scene. Uh what was her name again?
Elphaba.
Alphaba. Mom is a big time. She slept with Oz. You don't see his face, but obviously, if you don't see somebody's face, it's implied. And then who the hell walks around with a green, vial, like, and just gives it to a chick to, hey, drink this, and she drinks it. She slept around with every munchkin
That's
in
why
that
she
town,
turned green.
and no, that's why she turned green.
Mm.
So yes, so then you have that. Two, you find out that the head mistress of Shiz, whatever,
Shiz.
Shiz in the school, you find out that she's in cahoots with the what is it? The Ozmen. Yeah, we call them the Ozmen. So you find their two are in cahoots with each other. Oh, and she's running the school because there's a scene where there was a talking animal, and that kind of just blew my mind because I was like, oh, okay,
Because that was from the main book, actually.
right.
Yeah.
So then right there you have talking animals, and then and I think in the book there's two different animals. There's capital A for animals, that's the animals that can talk, and then there's regular lowercase a for animals that can't talk. Now, if you did get a chance to see the James Franco one, he took over. So and then you have what is it? A baron, which would be uh, the the sorcery bitch in a way, because then you have two people that are in cahoots. So obviously there must have been some type of revolution with animal because Oz wants to get rid of all animals, and I kind of what kind of gave that away is whenever that scene in Wicked when the guards just take the professor that's a talking goat, take him aggressively, and then out of nowhere you see a sleeve that says Oscorp on it pretty much, and you see the animal just being a regular animal and not learning or anything, just making them be illiterate.
Don't you think it's a hidden message, though, of taking education stuff away from people and making them down to basically dumb it down?
Well, I mean, think about it this way.
Because that's what this whole movie is written upon, right?
Yes, you can look at it that way. You can also look at it as propaganda from Hollywood itself, pushing propaganda.
But even back when this was written in the 90s, it's all still kind of the same, honestly.
Yes.
I mean, as far as the hidden, if you take into account the hidden meanings of it,
Right. Well, think of it this way.
silencing the people, keeping them entertained.
Okay, that's a propaganda of its own. You don't,
Right.
people don't really see it, but as a propaganda, but I see it as clear as day. That's a propaganda.
Like, so, anyways, back to the original question: what else do you think is going to happen in Wicked 2?
Well, in Wicked 2, pretty much the witch is gonna find out the truth. She's gonna try to spread her influence to tell the people the truth. Probably gonna free the monkeys that the guy, the Oz still has over there. So I would hope that that's what's gonna happen in a new film.
So, kind of a hidden meaning there too, like spreading the message to the people, the real truth about the
real
government,
truth about
essentially.
what was happening and
Right.
everything. But I do see that definitely. I would say in the second film, there's some type of a coup. There was a coup with the sorceress and the Oz to take over the whole sections of the land of Oz or whatever.
Right.
So the coup is because you saw in that trailer that what's her name was waiting for the witch to show up, and the witch showed up. So that's how they're devising their plan and stuff. I do know what is it in the book itself, just now going back to the Wicked book. Remember, what's her name has a sister. Her sister, if you notice in the film, they showed it showcasing in Wicked One her slippers. They were silver and all that. You remember now, if we're going into Act Two of the film, which is Part Two, then you would know that it's kind of fast forwards a little bit. Both the sisters lose their dad. One of the sisters, which is the one that was handicapped, became, I guess, governor or whatever of Munchkinland. So that's just me speculating so far how the final act, in my opinion, is going to play out. But there's only so much you can do because I think in a real play, it's 90 minutes. And just in Wicked itself, they spent how long? I think 2 hours. You only
It was more than that. It was like 2.5 hours. I don't know. It was longer than the Titanic.
All I'm gonna say is it was a very long
I don't know.
film.
By the end of it, it was like, I don't know.
You know
it was
what?
like 10:30, and I said, I'm
Listen,
calling it a
listen,
night.
listen. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I would have rather watched Avatar 1 and 2 than watch
I
Wicked.
liked Avatar.
I didn't like part 2. Part 2
I
of
don't remember
Avatar.
part 2, but I think I liked the first one.
Yeah, Avatar part 1 was great, but part 2
Now they're
was
making a
way.
part 3.
Yeah, they're making a part 3. We're not watching that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not gonna watch it. I'll probably watch my son watch it and then tell him, make him
Wow.
write an essay to me about it.
Things I hope for Wicked 2 are that Ariana Grande, and I don't remember the other girl's name, but the girl that plays Elphaba, I really hope they eat a few hamburgers at least.
Like all I'm gonna say for those ladies is I can't wait to see their press conference tour. It's just gonna be fun, just like 2024. Weird. Again, I'm praying that I don't want no more of this hand stuff. I want feet touching this time now.
Whatever. The other things I
Or
hope
you
is
know what? You know what? Since old girls balling and shit, dog, I want like feet on like her head.
stop
I want
it.
Ariana's feet like touching her, just like tapping. Or you know what? Like like that's what I want to see
Can I
in a
say what I
conversation.
want then now?
I'm just saying.
So I want them to be healthier. I don't think they're healthy in this movie. I think they're too skinny.
Listen. They are healthy. They're not.
Secondly,
They're not mentally healthy, but they're healthy.
secondly, I don't want any more stupid words that aren't words. So stop doing that. First of all, I hope they really don't do that on this one. And if you're going to sing a really long song every minute in the movie, please at least make it a song that we actually know what it is.
Yes, yes. I believe you guys can learn from Mamma Mia, Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, a
Yo, matter
million.
of fact, yo, Mean Girls. I went to go see the Mean Girls movie, and I didn't know that was a musical because all I saw was Tina Fey, and I was like, "Oh, Tina Fey wrote that." I was like, "I gotta go watch this shit."
And then you took a girl to it, and they're like, "Oh, you're such a good
No.
guy."
I went by myself,
Oh, it was a joke.
and no. I was thinking I'm proud to go support Tina on her shit. Hell yeah! So I went to go watch that, and it was a fun musical. But it was a musical of music that I know. So I was like, all
Yeah,
right,
that's the difference, right? At least you
it
can be
wasn't
like,
that bad.
"Oh."
So that's
This
what makes
one,
it
every
wasn't that bad.
music, everything was so like monotone. You were just like, "Ugh."
Yeah. So no.
And then if
That's
she flips
why.
her hair one more time, I'm turning it off right then. If she's like, I can't do it with headphones. Oh my god, if you
No, I'll admit that was the best part about that's the only reason why I can't wait to when it hits Amazon Prime again, part two. I just want to watch Ariana Grande's comedic performance. That right there, I hope she wins an award for a comedic performance just for that
I
part.
hope she learns how to act. I don't think she did a good job.
Comedically, I thought she hit it.
Okay.
For
Sure.
funny, yeah.
I didn't think it was funny. I thought she was just annoying. That was my take on it though.
I will definitely tell you this: she cannot pull that blonde hair off, though, for sure.
Well,
Like you
that was the
said,
other thing. First of all, she is what type of Hispanic? She's something. She's not white, basically. So why are you making her so freaking pasty? Like, what is going on? Like Johnny said, it looked like on our last video, he said they put her in one of Disney's vaults and kept her in there and didn't feed her
yeah, hell
anything.
yeah, man. That's the only thing I could think of, man. I mean, how
Even
else
the other
can
gal that played Elphaba when they went on their little tour thing, she was pasty too for a black girl.
yeah,
Like they must have just put them in like some room and locked them in there for hours on end or something. No light or anything.
oh, that's probably why they're doing all that touching because they are in the darkness, so all they can do is touch and feel. That's some straight Avatar
I'm like,
shit, though.
wow.
That's some straight Avatar shit, though. They're like, oh my god, I don't know. Let me touch you like this. Let me touch you. That's probably how they talk and communicate.
I don't know. I felt like she was trying to be a snobby little rich girl on there, but she
She
wasn't pulling off any of it.
technically, she is a snobby chick, probably.
No, but I'm saying on the movie, she was
No,
like
I'm
trying to portray
sure.
like a little rich, snobby, little skinny
Yeah, but
Barbie
I'm
girl.
sure that's how she felt when she was trying to get that role,
Well,
and I'm
that's not
sure that's how
her
she is.
persona
Because
though.
I'm,
So then get Paris Hilton to play it or
okay,
something. What the hell?
like back in like I think 2015 or 2014 or something, Ariana Grande was caught licking a donut that people were putting out, and it was like all over social media.
I
Yeah,
don't know. I
yeah.
just had
So
high
yeah,
hopes for her.
no. Usually, if somebody does something like that, they feel superior and feel like, oh, I can get away with anything. So right there, off my book, she just played to into her pocket,
Yeah,
in my
I
opinion.
guess. I don't know. I was the whole time she was doing. I think Johnny can tell you, but every time she was doing something, I was just like,
No,
I did not think it was funny
I
or
did
good
like
or anything.
I did like oh, can you close that window? Oh, I like Samir. I just that part. That was the most hilarious
But she
part.
just sticks her head out. Like,
Yeah,
what is happening? You're an idiot.
it was hilarious. It was pretty funny though.
Okay, I didn't. I the whole time I was just bored to tears. Honestly, movies have
Again,
to be pretty Movies, unfortunately for me, they have there has to be something I really want to watch, or I have a hard time.
All I'm gonna say is I just can't wait for Jeff Bezos to drop that
So
that
you can
wicked part two.
support.
Yeah, no, I'm supporting Jeff Bezos next surgery for his wife.
What? Anyways, guys, we won't be buying movie tickets to the movies because we don't like it enough, but we will definitely
Oh no,
buy it on
I
Prime.
definitely support my animators out there though. So shout out to the makers of Bad Guys 2. Great movie, better than Fantastic Four, better than whatever the hell's out there playing this week or next week. Go support that movie. It's the best freaking movie.
I didn't see it. He took his son James, so I didn't
Hell
know.
yeah. And we'll go see part 3 when it comes out. If there is no part 3.
I was here with the baby.
Hey, I'm gonna bring the baby to see part
No,
4.
you're not. We're not going to be those people at the movie theater like, oh, sorry, brought our baby. No.
No. Me and my son went and saw a matinee. You can bring babies in that matinee. Matinee
Really?
babies.
Okay, I don't know about that. So there's no announcement for Wicked 3, but although we did hear that there's all those other books, so they could possibly, I mean, if you're making this is why Disney's doing it, right? You're making $5 billion off of Wicked. Of course you're going to
No, again, it's
make it.
Universal Studios.
Or Universal.
Universal's doing it.
Sorry. But if you're making $5 billion,
listen.
it makes sense to just keep it
Okay,
going.
okay, ask yourself, I'm gonna ask you this. What did you think about the Hunger Games?
The movies or the books? I read the books.
Both.
I liked the books, and then when I watched one of the movies and I got annoyed and I didn't watch the other ones.
So it goes back to
But I don't think these books really go along with the actual book or these movies.
right. That's a different circumstance by all means. But when it comes
No,
to
Twilight, same thing. The
I
Twilight books
I
were really
never
good.
read
The movie,
see that's the thing.
same with 50 Shades of Grey.
See I didn't see those. But I seen Twilight
You
and
didn't see
I
any
never
of the movies?
no. I've seen
Oh,
Twilight movies.
you didn't see 50 Shades of Grey movies?
No. I okay, so I seen the Twilight movies and I thought they were pretty good. I didn't never read the books, but just like everybody else tells me, the books are never gonna be or the movies are never gonna be up to what to the book standard.
Well, they always say watch the first movie, then go read the books, then watch the rest of the movies. Because if you read the books, your imagination already kind of builds everything, right? So
Right.
then when you go watch the movie, you're like, well, that's not how I pictured that. That's not how I pictured that.
Well, a perfect example is Walking Dead. When Walking Dead was out coming out, they already had enough issues, and then about time when the comic they were comics for a while, and they were still making issues and still making the show at the same time. The only difference from they did change different aspects because technically I believe you're coming from Carl's story from his point of view of
Right.
everything. And then Rick Grimes loses his hand and everything, which he does. You saw later on down in the show because you saw the end of Walking Dead. So there's a difference, and then Daryl isn't technically in the comics. That was just something that they wanted to just add as a spin to it. So it is again. I understand that you don't want to take everything verbatim out of a book or anything. You're supposed to just use that as just somewhat of a blueprint to tell a story. If you think about it, the best person that kind of did the same thing as George Lucas with Star Wars.
Well, the problem with you can't follow the book to the T because the movie would be,
No.
7 hours long or
Yeah,
something.
but when I say George Lucas, Star Wars, it's the story of like Jesus Christ in a way. Because remember, they needed a kid, which was Anakin, to turn the tides, and Anakin became bad. It's kind of like I can give you all of this. You can have the land. And Jesus said no, but what did Anakin did? He took it and then started ruling a force. So it's kind of the adaptation of the Bible, and I can see how George Lucas came about making Star Wars itself.
Right.
So
But I was just saying you can't keep it as long as the book because it would just drag on. The book, you can read a book for a while and I mean you can read it for a week or two and you're still entertained. You can't watch a movie that long.
right.
So that's why they have to
It's
snip out a lot of parts and just kind of raise over a lot of parts and
I would say this, just like the superhero movies, all those superhero movies were about under 2 hours each. But there were parts that kind of dragged some talking parts.
yeah.
But I mean, that's how you have to move along the story.
But I think if you're sitting in a movie theater, it should be an hour and a half. I don't want to sit in a movie theater for longer than that because it's uncomfortable.
I mean,
Unless you get the really good seats, but
yes,
you don't
and
always get those.
but on top of it, I look at it as if whenever you're going to the theaters or anything like that, you that's where I watch a trailer. I might watch a trailer 3 or 4 times and then try to speculate what the movie may be about, and then obviously I go to IMBD and then try to get a synopsis or what the story is generally, and then kind of build upon that, and then go to movie theaters, and then obviously, am I going to be taken to the left? Am I going to be taken to the right? Am I going to get twisted? No. Sometimes I may get twisted to the left or right, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it plays out how I kind of figured the movie would play out in a way. But other than that, Wicked was, in my opinion, still a good movie. I would
I don't think it was that
I would
good.
recommend it if you're a musical person. It's not something I would rewatch again. I would watch it for, if Julius or James wanted to, like, oh, I wanted
I'd
to.
rather watch regular Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking about that, I found out that that's on. Hey, if anybody really wants to watch a non-music, well, somewhat of a musical to remind you of Wizard of Oz, but that actually has somewhat of the story aspect still. They got Wizard of Oz on HBO Max. When I was doing some research, I found out that they actually have it on HBO Max, so I'm happy. I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
Yeah. I don't know. I would rate it as I don't know, a D.
Okay, well, on our
I
scale,
never need to see it again
no,
either.
on a scale of 1 through 5, 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, I rate it as a 3.5.
I rate it as a 2.
Okay, so you heard it here from
But that's just because I
Siska
don't like
Never. You heard it from us over here.
just because I don't like musicals. So I mean, unless I know the songs and I didn't know the songs. So yeah.
Yeah, that's usually how it is.
But that brings us to our bonus content of the
Ma'am,
day.
it is called the item of the day.
Okay. So the man behind the curtain. So Frank Baum, which is the person that wrote the book, the original book, Wizard of
Oh,
Oz.
really?
Yeah. He was born in 1856 and he was a creative little guy. So he dabbled in acting, journalism. He also ran a general store.
Yeah, I did hear one thing about some guy that owned a general store. Was it Dollar General he owned?
No,
Oh,
that wasn't there back then.
I don't know.
1900s. I mean, I'm sure if there was one, your mom would have been there every day. She loves dollar
Well,
store.
oh my bad. I forgot it was probably called the penny store back then.
No. Yeah, true. Penny candy. So he wrote The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, is what it obviously was called. And he technically wrote it for children.
I just want you to know that there was nothing wonderful about Jeff wasn't Jeff Goldblum, right? That's the actor that played.
No,
No,
that's
no,
the
no.
actor.
No, I'm talking about the actor that played in Wicked as the wizard.
Oh, I don't
As
know.
Oz.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. I love him. He's a great actor. The only thing is he should have never took the role as the wizard. He should have. You know what he should have did was join Scarlett Johansson on that Jurassic Park and help that movie. Just my opinion. Go ahead.
Anyways,
Sorry. I just wanted to say I just want to see I just want to see Jeff Goldblum in a Jurassic Park movie one more time. Before I die, I just want to see Jeff Goldblum do one more Jurassic Park movie for me. Just do me one more, man.
So he originally wrote it for children. However, back then there was no such thing as children's entertainment. Really, it was just wasn't a thing.
Oh shit, PBS didn't come out yet?
No.
Oh man.
So when parents went out to be entertained,
But hey, wait. Dr. Seuss was
plays and
around? Was
things.
Dr. Seuss around
I
that
don't
time?
know. They didn't have kids didn't get to go leave the house to go to
Okay,
movies
but I
or
was just asking
plays.
about
No, I'm
Dr.
just saying,
Seuss
I
if
don't
Dr.
know.
Seuss was
Look it
writing
up.
books too.
So basically, what happened was everyone kind of snuffed at his idea, like, oh, why would you write this for kids? And, no kids are
Oh.
going to see this.
Yeah, but check it out. Check it out though.
So, anyways, he wrote 14 books, actually, like I said earlier. Obviously, the one that we know about, Wizard of Oz, is one of them.
Well, the
And
famous one.
yeah, the famous. And then, so he wasn't the best with his money. He
He had a gambling issue too?
No, he put a lot of money into trying to get his project going, like the Wizard of Oz and different things, and he ended up going out of basically business. In 1911, he had to file for bankruptcy.
So he was the first Trump.
Ah,
I'm
sure.
just saying.
I don't know. I didn't even know you can file for bankruptcy back then. I didn't know that was a thing.
I think at the word when bankruptcy came into fruition, somebody's like, "Yeah, we gotta make financial gain on this, dog."
Wow. So in true fashion of somebody that, knows how to work the system, he transferred the copyrights of the books to his wife Maud.
All right, so
And
hold on. So wait, so what you're saying is, Shay, for the good folks that subscribe, yeah, subscribe, mofos, subscribe and like.
oh,
These
he's been subscribing it every time he watches a video now, did you subscribe to them? And he's like, okay.
yeah.
And then I'm
So
like, did you like their video?
yeah, I gotta be remembered. Just like
Nobody ever does it, but honestly, guys, on this side of it, we need that to keep going because we need it for YouTube's metrics. Unfortunately, no matter how many views you get, it doesn't count if you don't have that
right.
stuff.
So make sure you subscribe, that bell, and like.
Wow.
No, but no. So Shay, so like I was saying, so the beautiful people that likes our podcast, and I happen to grow ill and I die, and but yet Johnny and Shay podcast is still around, and I can be like, oh, I want to put all my earnings to Shay. That means you can take it at that point and leisure, and I can file for bankruptcy and all that, right? And then I can
Well, if
just
you die, you won't be able to do any of that, but yeah, I get your
no,
point.
yeah, okay. I just wanted to, but what happened if I'm a dead guy that's like, all right, I want to do bankruptcy before I go to heaven?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's basically what he did. And then he died in 1919, so 8 years later after he filed bankruptcy. And then even though he never, really got it anywhere with Disney, Walt Disney kind of came, I don't know how they got together, but basically got in touch with his wife or she got in touch with them or something. And that's how they started the basically Disney starting the Wizard of Oz.
Interesting, interesting.
So Disney made the Wizard of Oz, so I was right. But then
Well,
Universal
it's
did the Wicked ones.
no, it's just if you like, if we go right now and pull up on HBO Max, it's gonna say published by Universal because
But I technically was right. It was Disney.
yeah, yeah,
Or
no,
Disney owns the rights to it still.
yeah, owns the rights to it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Just being a brat.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Jeez.
I'm sorry. It's just because usually if I see who publishes, like if it's MGM or if it's any of those, I want to give a shout out to
No,
that
that's fine.
company
I was just
first
so confused when
because
you said that.
that's
I was like,
their
what's he
name that
talking
they're
about?
putting on there.
Yeah.
So, but
So essentially, if he would have never probably transferred it to his wife, which is why we did this as bonus content, kind of like John was saying, it's his masters, like,
yes,
like artists have their masters, then it would have just essentially, we would have never heard of it. We would have never had the Wizard of Oz, Wicked, or any of this other stuff.
right.
So,
Because Disney would have just put it in the vault.
well, they wouldn't even have had it.
No, if they did,
Yeah.
they
But
would
I'm
have
just
just
saying if he just filed bankruptcy and just left it like that and he wasn't working with Disney then, so nobody would have ever heard of it or ever known about it, and then it would have
yeah,
never
but
we would have never had
okay,
it.
okay. That's there's gonna be somebody just from whatever company, let's say from Disney, Warner Brothers, that's just gonna be like, oh, we need you just to go look at some old scripts or manuscripts or
Yeah, I
anything
mean
like that.
possibly, but I'm just saying
And
it
then
probably wouldn't have been the same thing that it is or anything. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just I just thought that was pretty crazy how it all
Yeah,
came about.
it is crazy, but again, it did give me an idea.
Yeah. I think I don't know if his family still gets money off of it or not. That'd be interesting to look up.
I would say yeah, because I mean, just a couple of years ago, Marvin Gaye's estate tried suing Pharrell and Robin Thicke for a song because they the beats lined up. So
Well, I know
but
Disney recently go under fire for not paying families for
yes, Disney did go under
remaking things and still using it and all that.
well remaking and use well. See, the thing is that going back to what you were saying about artists and owning their masters. So as a cartoonist, that is your art. It is technically your master, your carbon copy, whatever you want to look at it. That's what you have.
Right.
Now, yes, you worked for Disney, but you made a contract. Now, as for an artist side point, meaning like if you came up with a character, and, oh, I have this character I'm gonna do, and you're making it. Those people that made those little seven dwarfs and stuff from Snow White, Even the person that made Snow White, they should get a
Right.
check
Well, I think
from
that's
that.
what they got in trouble for because they stopped,
They stopped.
newer films, they weren't really letting the families or whoever they're supposed to be
Right.
paying.
So
So,
I look to like this is just like I look to musicians as artists too. Those people need to get paid out the same way. It goes the same way for video game developers and art people in that department too. For example, a company is going to take 75%, but you get at least 25 out of it. I know it sounds like a shitty deal. I'm just trying to argue a point here that
mm.
a company can get 75 and you get 25. That's better than not. That's better than not having anything. But then what's to say that they can remaster or do like some type of anniversary thing of your art? Then you should revisit and then probably up your percentage to about 35. I would believe.
Well, I think the more they make it, it
Or
keeps
for
going
or
down.
remember from VHS to DVD, then the price should change. I mean,
But I think unfortunately it goes the other way. Like every time they remake it, their percentages gets watered.
hmm,
I don't know. That's just
that
my guess,
sucks.
but
That
yeah.
really sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's right now. I kind of want to like get choked up a bit because I feel their pain because that is pretty shitty. Very very freaking shitty.
Yeah. I think, whoever has those other 13 books should maybe put those to use,
Yeah.
whether it's Disney or whether his wife's family still has it.
Yeah. I'm
I mean, I'm
hoping
sure
somebody.
she's probably still not around at this point,
You,
but
you know that's crazy. Most people don't want to have kids or anything like that, but it's moments like that you should have a kid for that, because then they can still carry your lineage still over, meaning that your books or whatever you have written, that can probably see a light of day. I think that's one great aspect of it about having kids. I'm sorry that I know that was the most randomest shit to say right there, but
no.
I felt like that does sit perfectly intact on that one. So sorry guys, that was Johnny's prolific moment of thought there. There you go. That's the word.
We haven't been doing the rants of the day anymore.
Yeah. I'm sorry. There you go. That was my rant.
My rant today, I'll just do a quick, really one. If you work at any of the offices like DMV, Social Security office, any of those places, you should really check yourself. That's my rant of the day.
Yeah. No, but seriously, no. Dive a little bit more into that because I know there's more. I know. I don't want to get you all wound up right now, but
But no, actually, today I'm trying to work on getting Julius a Social Security card, and that's like a whole thing in itself. However, the lady
oh yeah,
today
we'll
that I
definitely
talked
do a
to,
video about that too.
the lady that I talked to, she's just so evil. I call in to make an appointment because you can't do it online. So you have to start the application online, then you have to call in to make an appointment to go in to show them your documentation so you can get the card. So get this lady on the phone. I call right when they open, and she's like, "Oh, what's your name?" And it's okay, 9 a.m. You just started your day, ma'am. You're already a
Yeah.
bitch. What's your name? And so I tell her, and what's your date of birth? And who's the social security card for? And how old are they? And when were they born? Were they born at the hospital? Or, everything is
Yeah.
like
Hold on.
bitchy.
Wait. So you can be born on the Hoover Dam?
No, like if you're born at home, I guess you have to send more stuff in to prove who it
Oh,
is.
so
Or
what? So
that way,
okay.
you could be a legal citizen if you're not born at a
Okay. So let me get this
hospital.
straight.
I don't know.
So let me get this straight. If you had Julius here and we have a Ring doorbell, EMTs coming in here, and a lot of people, and we have a live feed and all that. That's not enough proof that
Can you imagine if you had a baby on the side of the freeway because you were on the way to the hospital and trying to prove to the Social Security office where that
it
baby
would be
came from?
Julius Freeway Johnson. Julius Freeway Johnson. That would be his name.
So yeah, so the lady was just evil, and I wasn't mad. I was very nice to her the whole time. But at the end of the call, I said, "Okay, so I just bring the certified birth certificate to this appointment that I had to make." She's like, "No, that's not going to work." Well, that's what the website says, first of all. So I'm like, "Well,
So
what do I need then?" She's like, "Oh, you need his immunization record. It has to be a certified copy in a sealed envelope with the letterhead and all the stuff from your doctor." And I'm like, Well, I'm glad I asked because I literally would have came there in 2 weeks
Yo, check
with
this
the
out.
birth certificate, thinking I can get this business done. And she knew that. She said, "Oh yeah, everyone shows up with the birth certificate and we can't do anything for them." So why wouldn't you tell me that on the call?
Maybe she wants you to jump through a whole bunch of hoops and hurdles.
And you already know how it is, guys, when you have a baby. It's tiring anyway. Like, last thing you need to do is drag yourself to get this card, right?
Yeah, no.
And she knows damn well you're coming there with the wrong stuff, but is just a total bitch and doesn't even want to tell you, hey, if I was her, I would have just been at the end of the call. Heads up, you have to bring something more than a birth certificate, even though that's what it says on the website.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with the DMV, though. Every time you go there, those people just freaking hate their life. I don't know what it
All
is.
right,
It's like,
so right there, the DMV in reality, we can actually close that down because you can literally run the DMV on an online basis. So what you would do to change that would be like we have a DMV website where you do your renewals and you would then have to sign up to with a driving instructor.
I just don't know why they have such bad attitude.
The
Well, fun fact, in Texas, at least where I lived at, you were not allowed to get a driver's license unless you had a car with insurance on it. So you had to literally show them your registration to your car and your insurance for your car in order to get a driver's license to drive.
that's
Okay, that makes no sense because you can drive other people's cars. And she's like, "No, we don't give out a driver's license if you don't have your own car and your own registration, your own name."
okay, so this is where like we're see
Okay, that
like I
makes
said,
no
my
sense
whole
once
plan
again.
my whole plan would be like, hey, just do it that way across all 50 states, and you should be okay. Because I mean,
But does
doing
that
all
make
that
sense though that you need
no,
it?
it doesn't
So
make
how are
any
you gonna
sense
get
at
the
all.
car from the dealership home if you don't have a driver's license? That's what I asked her. She's like, "Well, that's not our problem." So you're telling me to go, I mean, I already had a car, but I didn't bring the stuff because I didn't think you had to have proof of a car, to get a driver's
Yeah,
license.
that is very weird.
So I think I went to that DMV 4 times. So first time was that I didn't have my registration and my for my car
Right.
with me with the proof of insurance with
Hmm.
you. And then the second time I went back because I had a different last name on, because I got married. So I didn't have my old social security card with my marriage certificate and
Right.
everything. So I could show them all that stuff. It's just so many loops and hoops and none of that crap is online, by the way. It's just bring this and then you go in there. Oh, nope, sorry.
Yeah.
Come
No,
back. And
it's
then I
just
think the third time I came back, I had to have a bill, an actual bill, paper bill from a utility company or something showing that I lived there. Okay, this is my third time. Now you're just finally telling me all this stuff. Anyways, sorry about that, guys, but it's just so frustrating. I don't know why everything has to be so difficult.
the only reason why they make it difficult is I think no one really uses critical thinking. That's just I
Just
think
like today, this lady literally knows that every single person that comes there is going to bring the wrong item, but chooses and elects not to say anything
right.
just to make her day, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's just it's
I
I believe that's just for her to get her rocks off. So
mean,
she
every
no
job I've
no
ever worked at, I
I
give people a heads up. This is not, anywhere information wise, but heads up, if you do this, it'll be easier, or maybe you should do this, this, and this.
I just look at it this way.
Same thing I think you do for your people, for your customers. The warranty only goes to here, but if I'll help you out if you can get this, this, and this done.
Right. Yeah, that's me trying to go above and beyond
Yeah,
and trying
same.
to help you out as best as I can. But at the end of the day, I try to because I try to put myself in their situation, but at the same time, I know how us humans are. We'll say one thing, but then not really be upfront and honest. So that's why I'm
Well,
all
it's
right.
like already have to go run around, get all this documentation. Then on top of that, take time off of work to go there.
That's a lack of that's where I feel as though those positions you don't really need. It's 2025. I feel as though like MV Social Security should be mainstream through AI.
Yeah, you should just be able to upload all your documents and they send it to you.
Right.
For
No,
some,
because I mean, think about it. You could there's AI systems that can. So think about it this way. You know how we had in our earlier videos of AI, and you ever think about this when you have to turn a project in or an essay, that teacher is using an AI system to kind of fact check against that. So they can do the same thing to figure out.
But
if
to your
this is all
point, how
authentic.
does this, if I bring this shot record that's in a sealed envelope, how are they going to know that's even real?
I mean, they got an X-ray machine. Probably they probably put it through X-ray. Oh,
So
yes,
instead
this
of
is
using
really
an
what it's-
actual legitimate birth certificate that's from the state certified, they're going to get a shot record in an envelope from my doctor. I could just go get an envelope from any doctor's office and print out a record and put it in there and seal it up, right?
right.
They're not going to call and check or anything.
This is where
That just makes no sense to me.
That's why that term hoops and hurdles. It's for that term right there.
Well, like you said, that's why we have a shortage on detectives, because I guess at the Social Security office they have all these detectives in the back room looking through
Seriously. You know why there's
shot records
no.
for
I'm
babies.
gonna tell you this. You know, so many unsolved crimes in the United States is that all our detectives are working at Social Security. But yeah, it is it a forgery? Seriously, is that where
I don't know.
all of our detectives are going?
Wow.
So I couldn't really believe that.
So, anyways, hopefully I go get this shot record and go there and I keep my attitude in check, because if they are rude to me, I'm probably going to say something, honestly. And at the end of the call today, after I was nice to her the whole time, I said, I hope you have a better day. And she was like, hung up.
Hung up. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, well, you deserve that because you were sorry. I have to believe.
I'm sure. I'm sure her hasn't seen anything.
I don't know.
But all I'm gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, go see Wicked. It's a good movie. Shay says she doesn't like it. I
want to try seeing Wicked too. Hopefully it's better.
As soon as Jeff Bezos drops that on there, we're gonna see it. All right. So that's been our pod. Or wait, Shay likes to close us out of here. Okay. So we're gonna close out this episode on Wicked with, again, I leave it with a 3 point from my end. Shay says a soft 2, as you can see there, a soft ass 2.
Whatever.
All right, guys. See you guys on the next podcast.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Please do that, man. God,
it's just free and easy. Just do it.
Just do it. What does Nike say? Just do it.
Just do it. If you made it this far, just do it.
Yeah.
Okay, bye,
All right.
guys.
See you
Peace out.
guys. Peace out.